Welcome to the Business of Writing podcast, the place that helps you build a thriving freelance writing career. I'm Jocelyn, and I'm so excited to kick off this journey with you. In this first episode of the podcast, we're going to talk about setting freelancing goals for 2025 and how to make this your best freelancing year yet, even if you're just getting started. Before we dive into the planning, let me briefly tell you why I started this podcast. I've spent more than 20 years working in media, first as a film editor and a researcher, then as a journalist, a newspaper and magazine editor, and finally as a copywriter and ghostwriter, which is what I do now. Along the way, I've made all the mistakes you can possibly make, and I learned all the lessons. Now I run my own business, and I earn a comfortable income as a writer. My goal is to share real-world insights and tips that help you grow your freelancing business, whether you just want to make some extra money on the side or you want to make writing your full-time occupation. Through this podcast and the content I produce, I want to share tips and advice with you, and my goal is to create a real-world resource for actionable advice, useful tips, and writing industry insights that help you get paid. So today, let's kick things off with an episode that's all about planning for freelance success in 2025. Here's what we're going to cover. We'll look at what went right over the last year and how to figure out the low-hanging fruit for improvement so that you can get paid next year. We'll take some time to set up goals and look at 3 upcoming writing trends that could impact your freelancing in the new year. So if you're ready to get started, let's make this your best writing year yet. Before we start planning, let's take a minute and look back. Reflecting on the past is one of the most powerful tools we have for growth, and it all starts with asking yourself the right questions. Grab a piece of paper or open a document on your favorite device, and let's take a look at where you are today and how things went over the last year. Pause this recording as much as you need to while you're working through these questions. First, we want to look at what went well in 2024. Were there any clients or projects or jobs that were profitable or fulfilling for you? If you're just getting started, don't worry about it. Just think back on the last year and ask yourself which activities were the most fulfilling. Where did you earn the most income, and what was working in your professional life? Take a minute and reflect on these things. These are the areas that you'll build on in the coming year. So take a few minutes now and jot down any wins that you had over the last year. Maybe you landed a dream client, or you started working for higher paying publications. You may have hit a major revenue milestone. Even if it was just making one new contact that could potentially hire you, celebrate those wins. Take time now, hit pause, and think about those wins. Welcome back. Awesome job on identifying what worked in the last year. Now we're going to look at what didn't work and why. This is your gold mine. These are the areas for improvement. This is the low-hanging fruit where you'll be able to succeed. Did you stretch yourself too thin? Did you struggle with late payments? Did you not pitch enough, or did you pitch too much with no results? Look at the pain points here, and we want to focus on solving them. Remember, no one sees these notes except you, and your income will grow as you improve your skills and get better in ways that are unique to you and your journey. So take some time now to figure out where you need to pick up your game. Could it be something like getting out of your comfort zone or going to a few business meetings? Do you need to learn some new writing skills? Do you need to take a chance and reach out to new clients or publications? Identify any areas where you wish you'd done more, or you wish you had different skills to land more assignments and earn more income. Pause now to take a few moments and really think about areas where you could have done better. Okay, we're back. And remember, there's nothing wrong with identifying areas where you can improve. Knowing is half the battle. And once you've identified these things, you'll be able to go forward more strongly. Let's keep moving. We're going to come back to these wins and potential future wins at the end of the episode. For now, let's move on and start talking about what's coming in 2025. Staying ahead of industry trends and making plans for the future are essential parts of staying relative and competitive as a writer. Here are 3 possible growth areas to put on your radar for 2025. First, niche content demand. Clients and publications are increasingly looking for writers with specialized knowledge. Whether it's healthcare, AI, sustainable living, or nearly any other topic, now is the time to double down on your niche. Audiences want authentic knowledge and in-depth information, and it pays to have a specialty. Second is AI collaboration. AI isn't going to replace writers, but it is changing how we work. It's already changing it today. Tools like ChatGPT, Grammarly, Notion AI, those are just a few, can speed up tasks like brainstorming, editing, and formatting. Embrace them and get to know them to work smarter next year. Your clients are already experimenting with AI tools, so you need to understand the benefits and the pitfalls to help them navigate the generative AI landscape. Finally, you need an understanding of how SEO is changing. Search engines are prioritizing high-quality conversational content, and as a freelance writer, you need to understand search engine shifts that will give your clients an edge when they need content that will rank well. With your personal reflection and these trends in mind, it's time to start setting goals. Here's how you can create a personal one-page freelancing business plan for 2025. First, using the answers you came up with earlier and the 3 industry considerations we just talked about, you're going to come up with goals around finance, professional development, portfolio updates, and client acquisition. Don't worry if it sounds like a lot. There's a downloadable PDF available on Substack and on the Live Right Publish website to help you with this part. Details on getting those will be at the end of this episode. Let's start with your financial goals. How much do you want to earn next year? Break that number into monthly targets. This sets the framework for where you want to be financially in the coming year. Put a real number on this goal. If it's $1,000 a month, then that's your baseline goal. If it's $60,000 a year, then break that number down into monthly or even weekly goals. Break it down even further from that and get an hourly rate and calculate the number of hours you'll need to build to get there. Here's a very basic example. Let's say you want to earn $50,000 a year and you want to work 50 weeks a year, which gives you 2 weeks off. That's $1,000 a week. Maybe that means you book 1 assignment per week at $1,000 per assignment, or you break it down to 30 billable hours per week, and if you're charging $35 per hour, you'll make that $1,000 a week. There's a lot that goes into billing, and we'll discuss that in other podcasts for sure. I'll link an article in the show notes that goes deeper into how to set your rates, but the main takeaway here is you need to put numbers on paper. You need to establish how much you want to make and how many hours you want or need to work to get there. Next, let's look at professional development. What skills do you need to improve to get the rates you want? Maybe you need to master SEO, or you need to learn a new writing style. Maybe you need to find a niche that pays more, or you need to learn new marketing skills to help small businesses sell more widgets. This is where your improvement list comes in. What are some of the skill areas that you can improve in to get your rates up in 2025? These are the areas that you need to focus on. Next, there's portfolio updates. Plan to refresh your portfolio every 3 months to include your best and most recent work. Always be thinking about doing your best work so you have better and better clips and client testimonials to include in your portfolio. That's one of the best ways to ensure that you'll keep getting work year after year. Finally, let's briefly talk about client acquisition. Set a goal for how many new clients you want to work with in 2025 and define how you'll find them. It could be pitching, it could be LinkedIn networking, it could be referrals. Maybe you want to meet small business owners in person. Find out where you connect with them. Are there local Chamber of Commerce events or small business meetups scheduled in your area? Put them on your calendar and plan to attend. Look for SBA events, local Economic Development Council meetings, and other places where local business people meet. As you're putting together these goals for the year, remember that your goals should be SMART, S-M-A-R-T. It stands for specific, measurable, actionable or achievable, relevant, and time-bound. I'll link to SMART planning resources in the show notes so you can explore the specifics in more detail. And as you're planning for the coming year, don't forget, consistency is everything. Set up habits and workflows that will make it easier for you to meet your goals. We'll talk about tools and systems in future podcasts, but for now, before we wrap up, here's your action plan for getting the most out of 2025. First, reflect on 2024. Identify your wins and the lessons learned. Next, set SMART goals for 2025 around financial, professional development, and client goals. And finally, stay ahead of trends like niche content, AI collaboration and tools, and the evolving nature of search engine optimization. Having written goals and new skills helps you optimize your tools and systems as you go through the year. If you're listening to this on Substack, don't forget to download the worksheet that goes along with this episode. It includes a reflection guide, a goal-setting template, and it can help you get off the ground running. If you're listening on another platform, there will be a link to the worksheet in the episode description. And if you're not a Substack member, you can join the Substack at liverightpublish.substack.com to get early access to episodes and the extra resources such as that created just for you. Thank you so much for listening to Live Right Publish. Don't forget to subscribe, leave a review, and share this episode with fellow freelancers. Here's to a successful 2025. We've got this.